Yes.
Yep. And we're going to get more people over here, so just get started.
It's working, but it's fluctuating.
Can go? Yeah, cool. Hey everyone. Is it audible? Yeah, okay.
How are
The
you?
opposite side. I'm doing great. Hey everyone, I'm Harsha from Moss. Welcome to the Hack Day. Huge thanks to the Bright Data folks and HackerSquad, Adam, for putting this together. Presenting you Moss for retrieving your context, essentially. One of the tricky parts of building the agents, like why it can make or break the experience for voice agents, and how Moss can help you solve it, essentially. You've got a day to build a real agent. Yeah, let's dive deep into Moss. So what exactly is Moss? So Moss is a real-time semantic search runtime for conversational AI. There are three main things that you need to remember. Retrieval in under 10 milliseconds, and then it can run on device or in the browser or in the cloud, anywhere your agent is running. And then it is also local first with cloud sync whenever you want it. So that's about Moss. So a little brief about the latency in voice agents on why it matters essentially. So for a conversational agent, especially voice agents, there is a sub-second budget, like Ashwath was talking about in the morning. Say a person is talking to a voice agent, there are a lot of components involved, like the speech to text, your LLM, and then the text to speech. All of it has to fit in under 1 second, or else it'll feel broken. Okay, more mics. Yeah. Now, if you take the retrieval aspect of this, a round trip to a cloud vector database, it'll take anywhere between like 200 milliseconds or 500 milliseconds. So, and also like any tail latencies. And if you have like multiple retrieval calls stacked up, it'll take forever to get the knowledge, relevant context for your voice agent. So now Moss runs in process in under 10 milliseconds. That's basically without a network hop. That gap is basically the difference between a real conversation versus like the awkward pauses that the agent will be doing to search the knowledge bases. So that's the brief on why Moss essentially. So yes.
So does that mean that Moss works better with vector DB or every DB is the same?
So Moss essentially replaces the vector DB by running your index as well as like the querying in your voice agent loop itself. So in process, so Moss essentially can help you retrieve the information in under 10 milliseconds without a vector DB, basically.
Without
Yes.
it circumvent the DB parts,
Yeah. So Moss is managing that for you, essentially.
just like I could do with voice correction.
Yeah, voice agent orchestration is by LiveKit, and retrieval will be handled by Moss for you, essentially. Yes, it's like that. Going back. So that's basically the whole idea. Like one thing to take away is basically putting the index where the agent itself lives. We're not calling a search service anymore. So you're just calling a search function. The index is loaded into the process, and queries run in memory itself. So that's basically where you're getting the 10 millisecond responses from. Yeah, also conversation itself can become the data that you can search across. Basically, the second problem is someone is saying their preferences about, like, say, mornings only, or like a window seat or something to the agent, and it has to honor like 10 turns later or like half an hour later in a long conversation, and it hallucinates. That's not in any database. It was just said by a human like half an hour ago, maybe. So you can use Moz to index whatever was said during the conversation or the call itself, and you can search instantly whenever a new query comes up from the same user, so that your agent is rich of information and the context, so that you're not quoting any hallucinated information to the user. So this is basically like the two ways to search using Moz. So one is the Moz client, where you create a cloud index, your documentation, your product information or catalog, or any information that you're using using Bright Data and getting information from. So you can store all that using Moz, create an index, and then you can load it as part of your voice agent, and query it in under 10 milliseconds. That's one thing. And then the session index, you open a session, add the documents during the live call, and then you can query. And if you want persistence of that session information, you can push to that index and pull in a different agent or a separate session itself at a later point in time to get the same user information. So both the queries run in process, and they're super fast once the index is loaded. So they're avoiding the network hops essentially. So with the real-time sessions, like we just talked about, you can open a session, you can add docs in memory and query and push to the cloud if needed, if you want to persist it for later use cases. So along with this, you can also get like hybrid search. Of course, all these links over here, they are clickable. The link is in the Discord channel. You can go through that too. You also get hybrid search, like Ashwath was talking about in the morning, and metadata filtering. If you have like structured data and relationships, you can use metadata filtering for that. And you can also pass in a custom embeddings if you want to use a specific model that is relevant for your use case. Yes.
What is the amount of data used for?
Yeah, so if you have like a lot of documents and information as part of your context, you can add metadata in terms of, say, this is part of product catalog, or this is policy information. You want to search only across the policies for a certain query. You can use the metadata filter to search based on that information, essentially. So, yeah, so in your knowledge base, you can add, say if it is a catalog information with price involved in it. So you won't be putting the price as part of the document information. You'll be putting in as part of the metadata. So you want to search only across the $10 to $50 items, for instance. You can pass in the filters using metadata filtering and get the relevant documents that are satisfying that price information, if that makes sense. So you can do less than, greater than, as well as belongs to, arrays, different kinds of metadata filtering as part of this.
Where does the navigation come from?
User has to ingest that during the ingestion process of your knowledge base, basically. Yeah. Yes.
If I want to continuously update my knowledge base,
Yes.
so can I do that with Moz?
Yes. You can do that. Yeah. You can just use the add docs method. You can go through the docs over here. Go through the SDKs. So in the quick start itself, you'll be able to see this is the create index part, get index, list index, and document methods like add docs, for instance. Over here, you can add docs, you can update docs as well. So you can do that.
Instead of doing it manually, is there in automatic projects to do that?
Like, suppose if I'm fetching things from Bright Data and I'm generating the docs, then how can I update that in doing it?
So which document needs to be updated and things like that? Or?
So I'm using some real-time data which are being updated every
Mhm.
now and then. So
Okay.
this one is like 24 hours.
Mhm.
So do I have to manually?
There is no automated pipeline as such for any information. So that depends on like every like the information that you're getting from various sources, right? So this gives you the primitives to add the docs. So it all depends on how you're structuring the information as well. So if that varies, there can't be an automated pipeline for that. So you'll have to build that pipeline. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Mouse is very useful if you have a static data sets.
You can use the sessions as well for like dynamic data. You can keep updating it. It'll update the index in place so that there are no cloud hops during the indexing as well. So which will also happen in like under 5 milliseconds based on your information. Yeah. So yeah, you can do the live dynamic updates as well for this. Yes. Going back to the slides. Yeah, these are the features you'll be getting and what you can build. So with the primitives that we just talked about, you'll be able to build like the voice agents grounded in your data, like live call memory, cross channel handoff, offline first search, as well as like the browser extensions. We support SDKs in all languages as well. So each of these icons will also lead to links, like using LiveKit, how do I build with Moz, and live call memory. In this case, for instance, during a live call, how do you like ingest all the information that a caller has said, store the information that the agent has said, and things like that, which you can retrieve after the end of the call or during the call itself as well. And cross-channel handoff, this is one more interesting thing. So there are like two agents talking to the same user. One agent has some information about that user, and user has gone to a second agent. It can pull down the same information that the agent A talked about by using the same reference index name and pull down the same session and use that information to give better informed answers to the user. So yes.
Is that attempting to enhance to decrease the latency
Decrease the latency, as well as your agent is rich in information instead of user having to state their preferences or any queries again to the agent. It knows more so that it can inform better. If that makes sense. Any question? Yeah. Yeah, you can build these things, and then I'll quickly go through the portal experience as well. I hope you guys have already seen the portal by now. So here is the dashboard. So, okay, log out. So you can log in and you'll be able to see the dashboard with projects and indexes. So you can create the index in the browser itself, or you can use the SDKs to create the indexes. Here are the API keys that you'll be able to find for the projects. You'll be putting in these keys as part of your SDK to be able to do the indexing. And we have a coupon code for hobby tier as well. So you can go to the usage and plans and update your plan as well. And yeah, whatever indexes that you have created, it'll show up in the dashboard as well. And I'll open the starter repository as well. Okay. Not this. Yes.
I had a question about the indexes. So, like, what kind of indexes can we create here? Like, is it more like different data sets would have like different indexes, or like are there different types of indexes?
Yeah, index in the Moz context, it means for a given knowledge base, if you have, say, chunks of like, say, 100K documents, 100K chunks, you can call that as an index. I mean, you will put that information and create an index using Moz. Index is basically an artifact for that knowledge base.
Got it.
Yeah.
So this dashboard of index, is it like the data set itself or the index of that data set?
It will have both the information.
Got it. Okay. And can we see those indexes, or?
You'll be able to see what information is stored, but not the artifact that is optimized for querying.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd put together an example, starter example for the hackathon. It's a voice agent, basically powered by LiveKit and Moss. So you'll just import Moss and Moss client from this library, Moss. You'll just be able to do pip install Moss and be able to get that. Like we previously talked about, we have the Moss client that you can use the querying for. And then we have the session index as well. You can use both of these to do the querying. Moss are basically the persisted data that you have stored already, and sessions if you have a live call context that you want to store. And here is an example using Moss. You're querying across the knowledge base. For example, in this case, Hackday knowledge base. And using the session, you can query like a live call knowledge base as well. That's the starter repository. The link is also shared, so you guys can get started with this as well. Or the KOL Copilot that Adam has shared in the morning.
Is the link shared?
This one, workshop starter, it is in the Discord channel. Yeah. So I hope you guys have already joined the Moss Discord channel. That's where all the announcements and links have been shared since morning. I had put together a small voice agent example as well. This same, yes, go ahead, sorry.
Is there a link to this channel?
On Luma. It is available from the HackerSquad itself. Let me open the HackerSquad. Yeah. HackerSquad. Enter. Event. Yeah, if you see Moss Discord over here, yeah, it'll take you to the Moss Discord channel where all the communication is happening. The starter code that you have just seen, I'll just run that example as well so that you can talk to the voice agent.
Me anything about that hack day or how to build with Moss.
How do I sign up for Moss?
To sign up for Moss, go to https://portal.usemoss.dev, create a project, and copy your project ID and project key into your projects.env file. If you need more help, the Moss team is at their table.
Yep. What time do the demos start?
The informal demos happen near the end of the day, around 7 p.m. PT. It's a great chance to show what you've built.
Yeah, you heard him about the demos as well. So yeah, this starter repository will get you started with this agent itself in under 2 minutes. And the docs are at docs.moss.dev. You can go through the SDK. You can go through all the features as well that we just talked about. Yeah, I guess if you hit any issues or anything, we are just sitting over there. You can come talk to us. We'll help you. Now, yeah, you can go build something creative or useful. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Harsha.